Dr. Batra, how did you succeed in Batra Hospital where many others have failed? Number 2, what is your model? And number 3, why do you choose district hospitals or tier 2 cities only in North India? So may I request you to be responsive to our audience and use those as the themes for your brief comments.
Thank you. So I think all these questions will be answered while I speak for 4-5 minutes. Mr. Mishra was talking about various buckets in health mission which we are going to launch next year. I'll be just focusing on 5th bucket, which involves public-private partnership in tertiary care. And I talk about opportunities and challenges on one hand, innovation and policy recommendations on the other hand, based on our experience in tier 3 district towns of Haryana. Cygnus Medicare came into existence in 2011, 3 years back, formed by a group of doctors. Today, it's a 9-hospital company with 1,200 employees and 800 beds, out of which 550 beds are operational. And we are addressing the tertiary care needs of tier 3 district towns with a particular focus on neurospine trauma as a one bucket, joint replacement, cardiac, invasive cardiology, and high-end intensive care. And presently, this company is doing a turnover of 100 crores. It's an asset-light model where we take long lease assets which are easily available in these towns, and we spend about 10 lakh rupees per bed on creating the equipment and aim at, with a historical experience of 3 years, we aim at 10% EBITDA in second year, 12% in third year, 14% in fourth year. And recently, this company has been funded by Fidelity, and now the focus is to take this company to 20 hospital company in next 3 years with 2,000 beds. Briefly talking about opportunities, while we started, we did a micro market survey, and we found out there was a great opportunity which existed in all district towns with an approximate population of 12 to 15 lakhs in each district, and there was a need of adding at least 400 beds in each district, which is going to increase to 600 bed opportunity. There was a gap of 400 and this gap is going to increase to 600 by 2019. There was significant gap in tertiary care. There are 1,000 angioplasties required in each district. There are 1,000 neurosurgeries required, 800 trauma surgeries required, 3,500 dialysis required. 50% population in these towns are either two-wheeler or four-wheeler crowd. Patients are willing for local treatment. 40% of the patients were going out to a bigger cities, tier 1 or metropolitan, for tertiary care, out of which 60% were ready to stay back if quality treatment is provided. There are few challenges which we face during this time. There is a low availability of skill with high cost of hiring. It's very difficult to retain the skill unless you offer something better than the other places. It's difficult to engage local startups because they are usually running their own nursing homes. There are low price points, approximately 35% of the price point of Delhi. There is very little insurance penetration. We have to compete with local nursing homes who are working on referral incentive practice. We have done certain innovations to survive. We have created an asset-light model, as I said initially. We have done some smart equipment buying. For example, we will not go beyond 4 to 6 slice CT because we are not doing those cases where high-end multi-slice CTs are required. We have created an indigenous model for laminar flow for modular OT. We have outsourced certain facilities. For example, we have outsourced pharmacy where we get an upfront security of around 1.5 crores, which helps in reducing the burden of capex. We have done outsourcing of dental department and physiotherapy, which gives 25%, 50% return on gross revenue. We have, because there is a difficulty in hiring cardiologists, so as a policy we make cardiologist as 1/3 partner in Cath. We are sharing super specialists in field of gastroenterology, nephrology, neurology and medical oncology. And since these hospitals are at a distance of 35 to 40 kilometers to each other, these 4 super specialists are stationed in between and they cover on either side 3 days each, thereby covering 4 hospitals in a week. There is focus on perceivable quality more as compared to clinical quality. Of course, I am not saying that we are not on the path of NABH, rather than, but we are simultaneously pursuing perceivable quality, and that is being captured in all hospitals by a simple gadget called tablet, and with the help of Google software automatically gives us various bar charts and pie charts. And simultaneously we are collaborating with various upcoming chains in Punjab, Rajasthan and Haryana, and supporting them, hand-holding them, helping them in this model, ultimately creating a substantial critical mass of themselves. At that point of time, we plan to merge with them and maybe go in for IPO. Lastly, I have few policy recommendations. We have seen that the critical challenge which we have been hearing for many years in all the conferences relate to skill. And we have found that, as Mr. Mishra was also saying, if we are able to train BMS doctors for certain skills, for example, ultrasound training, for example, training in intensive care with short courses, training in emergency care with short courses, and of course, they should be led by the MBBS doctors who are trained in intensive care called intensivists and also trained in, so they can be lead emergency specialists or lead intensivist supported by these BMS doctors. BMS doctors should be allowed to do medical legal reports. There are certain issues which prolong the incubation period of a hospital. For example, it takes very long time to get empanelment, although the empanelments in Haryana are available in Government of Haryana, ESI, ECHS, etc. But it takes very long time to be empaneled with these agencies. So if there is the registration mechanism on the pattern of Delhi, where all nursing homes and hospitals have to be registered, if the same pattern is available in Haryana, and then probably if there is a policy to automatically empanel all hospitals under the scheme once these hospitals registered with the government. Another challenge we face is income tax exemption under section 70B. So that should be also be done automatically. If we can give some tax holiday to the doctors, particularly in tertiary care, who are working in district towns, and some tax holiday to the health service provider, it will go a long way. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi. That was practical, applicable, and very, very useful. Thank you so much.